Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race. We are doing Fast Ganon 66, and we are commentators Forgotten Toupee and Claymore729. How you doing, Claymore?
I'm doing well tonight. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I am excited for this restream. We're doing Fast 66 Ganon, so we're all about going fast tonight.
Yeah, what the fast designator means is that our runners will not necessarily have to climb Ganon's tower and defeat Ganon 2 in order to open Ganon. They may still choose to if they think there may be an item there that they need, but it won't be necessary.
And because we are Twitch chat and we're representing chat, we want them to go to tower and waste their time. We want there to be a bad item in there.
And on the restream tonight, we have Big Toby, CRL 1982, High Ruler, and Hitman 1382. Hitman is returning from a previous race, so let's see if he can replicate his performance today. And we should.
So with 4 racers, oh, here we go. We got 2 house starts. Yeah, all 4 house starts, and the Moon Pearl in Link's house.
Moon Pearl is a very, very good item to find early on. We got a red crystal Tower Hera, blue crystal Eastern Palace, and it's a pendant desert, but I missed which pendant, the blue pendant.
The blue pendant. Desert always seems to be pendant. Got a nice bomb pole. No looking for bombs this race.
That is very good. We have an early Kakariko dive from Big Toby, it seems. And he's looking for those bomb poles there.
Uncle's got nothing but a cash tip. And nothing, just 10 arrows in the lamp chest. Alright, Big Toby, show us what's on the race game. We got just a piece of hearts.
So not gonna have to waste the bomb to get there.
Yeah, that's a feels bad. Looks like we got High Ruler diving right into Hyrule Castle. And Quake Medallion on the library.
That's gonna stick in the back of our runners' minds until they find the boots.
Yeah, sometimes those places are a blessing and a curse. Knowing it's there, worrying about it, and then finding out later, oh, I never needed it. Nice big 300 rupees in the back of the tavern.
While Big Toby heads to pick up bombs from the little hut here, High Ruler is going to continue his dive into Hyrule Castle to Zelda Cell.
You know, it's kind of surprising that we got, you know, we're, what, 2.5 minutes into the race, and we've got pretty divergent routes.
Yeah, I love seeing good divergence because it gives you a really good overall snapshot of the state of the race.
Ooh, and High Ruler has to leave the dungeon cell behind. He didn't have enough bombs to get through the last guard.
He should be able to use pots to kill the ball and chain soldier.
Well, it was the guard before that.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's not going to feel good.
No, because that's going to stick in his mind forever.
Especially when you're getting down to like those last couple chests you have available, and you have to think, am I going to double down on not seeing that chest, or have to waste time to go check nothing? Ooh, half magic from Hitman in the back of Lion's Huts.
Definitely not an essential item, but not one that our runners are going to turn down if it just falls into their path.
No magic items yet, but makes everything so much easier.
And just a single rupee on the lumberjack ledge. Good news for our runners.
But bad news for chats. There's no Dark World access though, so Ag is not dead yet. And now we got both sets of boomerangs.
And we got the magic cape.
You know what that means.
That's one piece of the Aghanim puzzle.
I believe. Looks like the shop vendors just got bad stock. We're all in the red tonight. Alright, we are...
Red boomerang, and I missed where that was.
The red boomerang was in the Hyrule Castle dungeon, I think.
Ah.
But we are all the way through Kakariko. No one's been to South Shore yet, but we have not a whole lot of progression yet. What do we think, Claymore? Are we going to see progression in South Shore, or are we going to have to take a trip to Eastern Palace?
Well, nobody likes going to Eastern Palace so they can avoid it. So our runners are going to want, are going to want South Shore to be the play, but probably not going to want to go to Eastern Palace.
I mean, that's not even worst case scenario. I mean, progression could be on Agina. And no one wants to go over the desert right now.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody wants to go over there, but better to get it out of the way than to orphan it and forget about it.
I mean, we're all professional runners here. I'm sure nobody's forgotten an item before like that. Not once in the history of ever.
Absolutely not.
Alright, Hitman has made it to South Shore first, while Big Toby goes for a Houlihan. He's feeling his rupee wallet is a little light.
The Houlihan room is sort of a failsafe in the game. If the game ever doesn't know where it should send you falling down a hole, it will send you to here, the Houlihan room, rather than, whatever happening.
You know, and I know that can happen in a fall into the Ganon fight, but I'm never quite sure how that happens. It happened to me once, and it was probably the worst thing that ever happened to me.
So it happens when the camera and Link's sprite position become disjointed from each other. This can happen if you fall into the water. You can see that where we just saw the Houlihan room play, or you can bomb yourself into the grave above the sanctuary. That can also trigger the Houlihan.
Those are definitely the two most common things you're going to see in these open runs. Alright, Hitman, checking the Gina's cave. Let's see what we got in here. Ooh, gloves. Ooh. Good play from Hitman. He's going to feel pretty good about that.
Yep, and that is 1/3 of Dark World access. Now we're just looking for another glove upgrade or the hammer.
Yeah, and Big Toby and CRL are going right to South Shore. Hopefully they're going to find something that they want to see. Meanwhile, Hitman using that glove right away to go to the back of Escape.
A good head-up play. There are 3 checks here that are very easy to forget about.
Yeah, and he's using his last bomb for this. No, wait. That's an 8, not a 0.
Well, Big Toby found the hammer out of Mini Moldorm Cave and the book.
Ooh, deserts. And I don't think Hitman checked the ledge.
No, I don't think he did either. But Hitman is heading to South Shore right now, so he's still got the advantage.
Ooh, mirror in Sahasrah's hut.
Ooh, there's good items no matter where you go.
Yeah, there are no wrong choices here. Now, the hammer is the only item we have right now. What do we think we're going to get next, as far as weapons go?
As far as weapons, it's really too early to say how the seed is shaping up. So I'm not really sure if I can predict anything, but Um. Ooh. One of the canes, maybe.
Man, that'd be dirty. That's not an easy seed. Only hammer and canes to damage enemies. And we got Ether Medallion. Ice
Or
Rock
Ether
Cave.
Medallion. That'll work.
Always want to see it. Now we know where 2 of the medallions are. And we're not quite sure which of the medallion dungeons we have to access. We have a question from Grizzlite asking if fast Ganon means if the GD climb is required. So no, that's exactly what fast Ganon means. As soon as they got the six crystals, they can go fight Ganon at the top of the pyramid.
And we have synchronized fake flippers, but not synchronized destinations. They are splitting up for the moment.
Ooh, that is a bad placement for those boots.
A horrible placement for the boots.
Just a tease. Oh, that hurts. But we got Cane of Samaria in the waterfall cave.
Like I said, the cane.
Hey, you called it. That's good. Got the first hype cave check from Hitman. And there's the flipper. So he's looking pretty good. He doesn't have the mirror yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's going to want that mirror before he can take advantage of it to go get those boots, which he definitely is going to want.
Well, I don't know when he's going to scout that out. He's diving deep in the Dark World for now. We have another question from Bullet Coucher, knowing about the aversion against Agina and Desert most runners have. How many of these runners will do Aghanims instead of get gloves? That all depends on how risky these and gamble these runners are feeling. No, we've only had 1 runner checked for the gloves, so we might see an Aghanim play tonight.
Also, bear in mind that we cannot make an Agaplay until we find a sword.
That's a very good point. Even if they want to, they couldn't. That's good.
Yes, gloves are at Agina, and the flippers came out of Hype Cave on Hitman's screen.
Along with a magic powder, which only good for 1 check. That's a nice bit of safety. We only have green mail and 7 hearts, so a little bit of safety is appreciated. Alright, Big Toby about to find that mirror. There have been no dives in the EP yet.
No. I have definitely seen, Turtle Rock has a green pendant.
You love to see it.
I have definitely seen the magic powder come in very handy to turn bubbles into fairies.
Especially in places like Thieves Town, trying to get to the Hellway. Chat pointing out that was 24 digs to get through the Alec Baldwin's digging game. That is not a feels good. Alright, High Ruler, finding those gloves. Probably feels a bit of relief at that. Hitman taking that magic powder along with his hammer to go ahead and grab the bat. Batman diving into the Batcave.
It's definitely a great time to do this. There's only one other time where this makes a whole lot of sense, and it's better to do it now while he's thinking about it.
What would other time be? Like part of the Chainsmith?
Yeah.
Or Smith Chain, I should say.
Because that brings you back over into this area.
Alright, Big Toby going to check the desert ledge with his book and a couple arrows.
Not what he wanted to see.
But he's going to go ahead and dive in a desert. He believes in the book. He wants to say the seed's telling him something.
And he's not especially wrong, but Imagine if there's something on that torch that's going to kick him right back out.
Yeah, you never want to see that. Just heartbreaking knowing you wasted a minute of your life on nothing. Looks like CRL is going to make to the bottom of the dungeon first in Hyrule Castle and see what Zelda was guarding. Chat hoping for a ped check, but unfortunately Hitman is on his way to the Dark World, making his way to the Village of Outcasts. Big Toby making good use of that mirror to efficiently run Desert Palace. It's one thing to know you have the mirror, it's another thing to use it.
Yep. And it just makes running through dungeons so much easier than it otherwise could be.
Now he's about to find the gloves. This is an overall good play for him. Oh, just a map in the bottom of the dungeon. Overall, Hyrule Castle's got nothing to show. And there's a third and final medallion from Hitman in the brewery.
Well, it's good that we are going to have all 3 medallions available to us, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yep, no mysteries here. Have we had a dark map check?
We did, very briefly. And it looks like we do have the rewards set out on the bottom 2 screens. Tower of Hera and Skullwoods are a 5-6 today. Turtle Rock has a green pendant. And Palace of Darkness and Desert Palace are Light World pendants.
You never like seeing the Desert Palace pendants, but Pod, no, it's the same thing. I don't like seeing a pendant Pod.
And we are getting the second official check from Big Toby here.
Alright, it's looking like every single runner is going to dodge Aghanim today.
Hitman the first into Thieves Town, and let's see how he moves through this dungeon.
So far, not much to talk about. Meanwhile, Big Toby finding those flippers. And I believe Big Toby knows where those boots are. He might have seen that.
Hitman with the first sword of the match.
Oh man, the first sword is in Thieves Town? Oh man. Probably
Not
most of these
necessarily
runners will
something
find
you
that.
want to see. And Big Toby demonstrating Big Toby accidentally taking a death in the water there. Not great.
Hitman's got to be careful here. He's going into the hard part of Thieves Town, but he's got that magic powder and the cape for safety, so he should be clean.
Ooh. He was very close to not being clean.
Can't say anything here. Ooh, that fairy's hiding from him.
Oh, oh wow. Oh, that was dangerous.
My heart's pounding for him. And it looks like CRL is making his way over to Aghanim, or Sahasrahla. Or no, what is he doing?
He looks like he's heading into Eastern Palace.
Well, all right, CRL. Let's find something good in Eastern Palace. Let's brag about
Unfortunately, the old man just gave a blue rupee to Hyruler, so nothing too exciting there. But Big Toby is about to exit the mountain cave, using the Canis and Moria for positioning guidance, which is a tactic I've not seen before.
Yeah, use what you got. Your options are pretty much that or boomerangs right now, and or I guess the hammer too, but...
Nope. And nothing in or on Spectacle Rock for Hyruler, but he does have the tools he needs to head into Tower of Hera. But there's going to be that item in the basement because it doesn't have a fire source, so he may find himself down an item at the end of the day.
Well, we'll see if he gets to even get progress into Hera. Sometimes it won't let you. Emerald commenting on stealing the old man's lunch money. I personally think it was an Uber tip, which $5 for a 20-second ride seems pretty good to me.
Head up play, clearing out the either tablet check while you have it.
Always feels better to do it without the Master Sword. Now we get to skip the cutscenes. Alright, Hyrule finding that big key, so he will be able to progress for a bit into Hera.
Hitman showing us the first boss of this match, Blind in Thieves Town.
Got a nice first phase of the script. Good second phase. Ooh, got hit off the last swipe, but manages it not shortly after.
A tiny little bit away from him and didn't reward him with anything but the first crystal of the match.
I mean, I suppose we'll take it. Meanwhile, Hyrule are finding the fire shield in the top of Hera. Let's see, we have a big chest. Has a fire rod for us.
That is a timely pickup.
Burn, baby, burn. That is a pretty decent find. No one else is gonna have that except for Big Toby, who I believe takes intentional death.
I'm not sure. I wasn't exactly paying attention, but it could have been intentional to reset his health.
And I only barely saw that. Was that the Titan's Mitts on the Magic Cave Ledge?
I did not see it, unfortunately, but
whatever it is, Hitman wants it. So
tracker is confirming that yes, Titan Mitts on the Cape Ledge, and now he's gonna get
blow
him.
the seed wide open. We have a question if Hyrule checked Lake Hylia. No, I don't think Hyrule has been to that area yet.
I believe Hyrule ducked into. I thought I saw him do a fake flipper and chain it to Lake Hylia, or chain it to the Zora area, but I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right. I think he made it over there. Meanwhile, making it to everyone's favorite early Dark World stop into Skull Woods from Hitman. CRL finally finding those gloves, and it's not going to feel good about that one.
No, definitely not. That is a chunk of time that he is not going to get back.
Hitman unfortunately doesn't find anything for his time. He's going to move on with his life.
Yep, and since he doesn't have the fire rod out of Tower of Hera, he couldn't keep going to complete Skull Woods. Now, you might be wondering why Hitman would dip into Skull Woods without the ability to complete it. There's a philosophy concerning the randomizer that holds that you can treat those forward rooms in Skull Woods as being part of the overworld since they're so easily accessible. And I think that is what Hitman was doing there. Was treating it as another overall
Ooh.
check.
I gotta pause there. High Rulers found the hook shots inside of the and the sword inside of Paradox Cave.
Ooh, that is not bad news.
Yeah, Death Mountain's got quite a number of goodies here. High Rulers gotta feel pretty good about finding those.
Yep, absolutely.
Especially because it looks like he's gonna dive over to Village of Outcasts and find the Master Sword inside of Thieves Town for him. We got a question from Cooper Fox asking where Hitman found the first sword. It was inside of Thieves Town in the first 4 chests. Meanwhile, it looks like Hitman has scouted out that Boots and Lake Hylia. Unfortunately, has not found the mirror yet.
Yeah, so this is purely knowledge for him.
Really good question from Bullet Coucher. So if Death Mountain has all of that, where's the Lamp or Flute going to be? That's a good point. We are out of logic right now.
That is a very good question. I do not have the answer for you.
I don't think we found. Well, no one's seen the back of Skullwoods. No one's gone to Pendant Pod, which is unsurprising, but.
But I think High Ruler is going to show us the back half of Skullwoods here, because he's here and he's got Fire Rod.
Yep, he's gonna feel good about getting us some one shots. Unfortunately, he's only got 11 hearts and green mail, so he's got to be careful here. Everything in this part of the world is gonna hit like a truck.
Absolutely, but that Fire Rod is going to give him a significant offensive advantage, coupled with that half magic.
Yeah, this should be a pretty easy dungeon for him. Meanwhile, Hitman finally finding that Ether Medallion. We have no idea if we need it yet.
And CRL finding Bombos.
Cooper Fox saying only 11 hearts. And when you have green mail, that is absolutely true. We only have 11 hearts. Hitman going to Zora's Domain. Not going to find a whole lot over here. He'll find the Cane of Samaria.
Which we will need, granted, but it won't do much.
I mean, Cane of Samaria, oh no, High Ruler getting grabbed by the Wallmaster.
Oh, yeah, I hate to see it.
Feels bad, man. But the Cane of Samaria is quickly becoming a runner favorite with all the neat stuff you can do with it. Between the Mushroom Glitch and the Diver Down Icebreaker. It has got the most utility for a speedrun.
It is a surprisingly useful item indeed.
And really, some of those glitches have only been found in the past year and a half or two.
Yeah, this game is still alive and well in the community. New things are being found really often.
Alright, CRL making his way through Thieves Town. He's going to get his first sword here. Meanwhile, High Ruler is in the Moth. He's going to try and use the hammer for a couple hits. He's going to have the same damage as the Tempered Sword. Which, funnily enough, is the best damage he can hope to do. There's a bug in the game causing the Butter Sword not to do the correct amount of damage for that.
So I don't know if I'd classify it as a bug per se. It might be unintended, but the spikes surrounding the arena deal tier 4 damage, and Mothula is coded to not take any damage, or to overwrite any damage with 0 if he takes tier 4 damage, which happens to be the same damage that the Butter Sword does. So it's mainly just an unintended interaction between the Butter Sword and Mothula.
Huh, I didn't know that's how it worked. That's good to know. Meanwhile, Hitman's finding his mirror. He knows what those boots are, so he might be heading right over there.
That would be my guess.
Ooh, High Ruler. Going for chat's favorite activity. And it's the
Oh,
arrow of
the
destiny.
arrow of destiny.
Left
Unfortunately, we
behind.
don't need it.
We all want it, but nobody needs it. Alright, so Hitman's gonna find these boots. Where we're thinking he's gonna hop over to next.
He's going to go grab the smith, maybe, and go grab that last medallion while he's there.
Bold prediction, but it looks like we're gonna teleport elsewhere. Maybe Death Mountain? No, he's not going to Sanctuary. Or maybe
Or
he
is he?
Or is he? High Roller making it out of Mothula unscathed. Thanks to that fighter sword and magic cape. Good use of items. We're going to find out what's on this big key or big chest. Big Toby getting his Master Sword. No, that's his Master Sword.
And he wins a key.
Everyone's favorite consolation prize. Hitman making his way up to Death Mountain. Or
he's gonna get that knowledge about the lonely single rupee here.
You always want to make sure you check that. Nothing feels worse than getting through the entire game and finding out, oh, the bow is in Lumberjack
Oh
Cave.
man, that's nasty.
Anything's on the table for Rando. Meanwhile, CRL has to make through pretty dangerous part of Thieves Town with only 2.5 hearts. But he's got blue mail, so he can tank 1 or 2 hits.
Oh, he is our only runner with upgraded mail.
Well, I want to make a clarification in the chat. We do not know where the bow is. We were making some theoretical shenanigans happen.
We were just saying that you never want to orphan the lumberjack check and then find out the bow is there later.
High Ruler spying on those myths. He's got the hook shot. He's got a way up to Death Mountain. He might want to take a dive into Dark World Death Mountain. Grizzly asking if Ice Palace is in logic. Right now, if you find a fire on top of Hera, you are good to go for Ice Palace.
Which means that High Roller technically could do it, but is he going to? Probably not.
No one wants to go to Ice Palace. Everyone wants to speed around that one.
You always want to have Canis Maria before you risk going into Ice Palace. Ice Palace without the benefit of Breaker is no fun.
3 out of our 4 runners already have it, though, so odds are good. We're going to play nice and safe here. Alright, High Ruler finding some arrows in the back of the cave. Not worth anything.
We are going to also get a look at what's here in the... no, we're not. Apparently. Not going to go to King's Gym.
Unfortunately, don't have boots yet. We only have...
Oh, that's right. That's
yeah,
right.
Hitman
You need the boots to open it.
Gone out of his way to find those. We are going to check Catfish, though.
Catfish is another one of those checks that there is never really a good time to do it, just because it's so out of the way. There's never a good time to do it, and there's never really a bad time to do it either.
And if you find something good on Catfish, you're going to be feeling good about it. Meanwhile, CRL gets through Thieves Town with only 2 hearts left, but he gets out unscathed. Ooh.
Oh!
All right, so
We
let's
were
talk
saying
about
that lamp.
So, with the fire rod having been found in Hera, and runners being runners, we didn't technically need that. But it's nice, and now we know how to tie this all together in logic now. Now we know how to get the fire rod and the hook shots, the intended routes. Hitman having a nice hammer time with Moldorm.
Hyrule is going to go pay $500 to the big scamfish. And then I imagine he's going to go to Ice Palace now armed with that Cane of Samaria. Because in Randomizer, you always have to remember your ABCs. Always be clearing dungeons.
That's true. It's not enough to just be checking chests. If you can't get crystals, you can't win the game. And right now, we don't have any clear winners right now. Right now, it is anybody's game. We only need 6 crystals, and 3 out of 4 runners have 2 crystals already. Now, here's a thought. Hyruler wants to go to Swamp Palace instead.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a terrible play. It's a completable dungeon, and
it's dense. It's got lots of checks.
Yeah. Unfortunately, 2 of them are in a very, very bad position for speedrun, from a speedrunning perspective.
Just nature of rando. Could be worth something, could be worth nothing. Meanwhile, Hitman's gonna find that hook shots here momentarily. CRL gonna find those flippers.
Yeah, this is gonna make Hitman exceedingly pleased.
I mean, at this point, where can't he go with those items? The OG Miyagi in chat saying he just picked up Link to the Past Randomizer. Wanted to say good luck. We appreciate that, Miyagi, and welcome to Rando. You can never quit.
And like Tsura is saying in chat, he can't go to Meyer.
That's true. We have no flute. No one has a flute.
An interesting question of thought modality from Grizz. Would you rather do Ice Palace or Swamp Palace first? If they're both completable, I think I do Swamp Palace first, just because it doesn't feel like it takes quite as long.
Well, it depends if I'm feeling behind. If I feel behind, I'm going to gamble and hope something good is a nice palace. Meanwhile, we find out Ether is the key to Turtle Rock. We're not going to go inside, though. It's just the green pendants. Could be relevant later, though.
Yeah, but it's not a bad play to open it. I don't hate Hitman opening Turtle Rock. I mean, it takes a little bit of time, but I mean, you may as well.
I mean, if you find something good in a green pendant dungeon, no one else is going to find that for a while. And was that an ice rod, or what did I just see at a Hookshot Cave?
That was, in fact, the ice rod.
Well, that means we have a completable TR if you can do the dark rooms, which I imagine Hitman can. Meanwhile, Hyrule showing us our first example of Diver Down without Cane of Samaria.
And Diver Down is a really interesting glitch. Water behaves kind of weird in Swamp Palace. It doesn't technically exist unless you transition using the stairs from upper to lower. If you manage to jump off the ledge any other way, such as by clipping yourself into the railing, the game treats the water as not existing, and so you can just drop to the ground.
Yeah, stairs are very glitchy in Link to the Past Randomizer, and in fact, stairs are the main way we get to activate the exploration glitch that allow for major shenanigans.
Yeah, if you want to see just how badly broken this game can get when runners put their minds to it, you will want to take a look at the hybrid major glitches mode of this game, because you're in for some shenanigans.
Yeah, I can barely keep up with those glitched runs. And Hitman finds the first bottle of the run with some red goo inside the Spike Cave.
Ooh, that is not a terrible prize.
Unfortunately, I mean, the check activates his bottle kid, and that's not a good feeling. There's not a good time to check it at this point. And our third runner is making his way over to Swamp Palace. Hyrule once again showing off what a time saver Canis Amari is. While Big Toby's having to go around and activate switches, Hyrule can just dive right into the water.
It is an incredibly useful trick.
Definitely makes Swamp Palace more palatable.
Palatable. I haven't heard it pronounced that way before.
You know, it's one of those words that you read and you've seen it before, but now that you mention it, I'm not sure I've ever actually said it out loud, except before a live audience. Someone needs to fact check me.
It's pronounced palatable.
Palatable. I'm never gonna remember that. It's been stuck in my brain for 20 years the other way.
We're gonna see an absolutely terrible Argus from Hyrule, just based on the fact that he's stuck with Fire Sword.
Got a good method though. We're gonna poke them, we're gonna spin them. He's doing exactly what he needs to be able to. Meanwhile, Big Toby's doing the same thing with the Master Sword. He's going to get through a little bit quicker, though Big Toby did not check left side, which time save for him, there's nothing over there. Just really goes to show what a big time loss left side can be. Alright, so this is our fourth dungeon we've seen so far in this race. We got two more. We got two more we need to get in order to finish the game. Our options left that we have not seen yet. We have Eastern Palace holding a crystal. We have Mire holding a crystal, and we have Ice Palace holding a crystal. Those are our options left to beat this run.
Of the three, all things being equal, I would do Eastern Palace, but our runners don't have the option because we don't have the bow.
I mean, and since we don't have to go through GT, we might never see a bow. If we can find a flute, we might not ever get into Eastern Palace. Meanwhile, we were finding the Bombos tablet only has some change. While we have a pause here, I want to give a big shout out to our trackers. We have tracking for us tonight. We have Scupula and Maidwalk Herd. Tracking is a often thankless job, and we really appreciate them helping us out tonight.
Yeah, tracking is one of the critical things in running a randomizer. It keeps everybody on track. Chat and us commentators alike. We could not do our job without them.
Big shout out to them. Alright, looks like Big Toby is going to get his boots, making him our third runner to find them. Chat asking if we are in flute slash bow go mode, and I believe that's correct. We only need one of those items to make this seed completable.
Hyrule giving us our first look into Super Bunny Cave. Unfortunately, all it has is a riot shield, which is not going to be interesting.
Yeah, we're not going to see Laser Bridge. We're not going to see the mimics. Doesn't really do much as good right now.
I'm being corrected in chat. We have seen Super Bunny Cave before. I was not paying attention.
So with options that we have on the table, we have Ice Palace that we can get into and complete. We can get into Eastern Palace, but we can't complete it yet. But we can get up to 3 items, but depends on like the exact layout. And then we have no way to get into Mire right now.
That is correct. We require the flute to get into Mire. We could potentially get into Turtle Rock if we were feeling crazy.
I mean, Hyrule has been on his own path. He is a pioneer. It would not surprise me.
And it looks like he might choose the path of the crazy and dip into Turtle Rock.
And we are going into Green Penetiar. Show us the flute.
What a lad.
I mean, can you imagine a flute and bow in here?
That would be the value.
Cooper Fox saying it's not crazy if it works, and that is exactly the nature of Rando. Big Toby about to find that map in the dungeon. Not gonna feel good about that one. Bullet Catcher asking, is there a reason to avoid Ice Palace right now? Yes, we hate Ice Palace. For beginning runners, Ice Palace is probably one of the most difficult dungeons to figure out and get good at. These are not beginner runners, but many of us hold that hatred hard in our hearts. It's made easier by the new icebreaker glitch that came out last year, but still not a fun thing to do. You only have 3 checks in there compared to other dungeons. Hyrule not having good luck with that Bari.
No, it is bullying him hard.
But it gives him a fairy, so all's well, ends well. Hitman going back into Swamp Palace for left side swamp doesn't get anything for his trouble. Or for that big chest, I should say. Chain Chomps be kind.
These chain chomps are absolutely horrible, but they were guarding the shovel,
no.
which
not the shovel.
And those chain chomps are among the hardest hitting enemies in the game. They do not mess around.
Yeah, it's a good thing that... Well, no, he's got green mail. I was about to say. Only CRL has that blue mail, and I have no idea where he got that.
I could not say. Oh, Eastern Map Room, according to one of our trackers.
Well, right now he's the safest dude on the board. Nothing but a red rupee inside of the big key chest from TR. Not looking like a good gamble right now.
No, but you never know
quite a bit
that
more.
we got that shovel.
And Hitman going to the Ice Palace.
So we have two high risk, potentially high reward gambles going on at the bottom of the screen. Hitman and Ice Palace and High Roller and Turtle Rock. Either one of these dungeons could have a game-changing item. High Roller taking the slightly higher risk gamble of Green Pendant Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Ice Palace might be a crystal dungeon, but he doesn't get to go mode this. He's gonna have to stop by and check all the chests. And they're not in convenient locations. Chat asking for a vanilla flute. Hitman opting to not break the ice.
Or
okay, no, we're good. He's gonna hit the switch.
And High Roller pulling the mushroom out of the Mimic Cave.
The mushroom
is something else you don't necessarily want to see.
This is not a fun TR, but if there's progression on that, no one else is ever going to get that.
No. So we have two unknown high-value items here in Turtle Rock. This could be a game changer here.
Hitman have a little bit of trouble with that ice breaking, but he gets it. That depends on a very specific pixel lineup.
Yeah, doors act kind of funny in this game. When you exit a door, the game will push Link out until he hits solid ground and can then move around. The Canis Moria block has the property that extends the door state, and so if you position the Canis Moria block correctly, you can make the game push Link out. And it just so happens that the Canis Moria block gives you enough room to get pushed through the wall there. And so you just get pushed completely through the wall and you skip half the dungeon.
It turns out the canes are powered by magic.
Who knew?
Meanwhile, Hitman checking through the back of Ice Palace. He's taking a route I haven't really seen a whole lot. Hitman also found the blue mail in Ice Palace, so we now know the location of all the armor upgrades. Lazy Bridge not paying off for High Ruler.
He's got that key he needs, though. It looks like he's just going to commit.
I mean, if he finds anything on the mushroom or the shovel, he is in a good location. Or a good place.
God forbid the green pendant turn in.
Ugh. This is such a precarious green pendant dungeon.
It is, in my opinion, the worst dungeon to be a green pendant. But High Roller could come from behind and just catapult himself into the lead if this pays out.
Literally, we're looking for two items. If he finds either of them, then he's in the exact place he wants to be. Now, that being said, there are two progressive bows in the game. You know, actually, I got a question for you, Claymore.
Yeah.
When does Ganon Tower open up?
Ganon's Tower opens up when you pick up 6 crystals.
Okay, so there's no need to go in there then.
There's no need to go in there, but that does mean that there are 22 item checks that our runners may never see. And there's not much that we can really want out of it, except for maybe another sword upgrade or a bow or two, but there's probably not much value, and this seed we probably won't see Ganon's Tower.
Well, there goes that dying hope. Meanwhile, we're about to kill Trinex with a hammer.
Oh, this is risky.
Ooh! He
One
did
more
not take the
hit.
safety door. He's
Oh
got
god.
the...
Oh no, you hate
Ooh!
to see it. You
That's okay.
hate to see
He's
it.
still got the Mimic Cave, so he doesn't have to go all the way back to the beginning. But he is going to opt to dip out of
Yep, he's
TR.
done. He's got the 2 fetch quests. He's calling it good.
Meanwhile, Hitman showing us a first check of King's Tomb. And 20 rupees.
Nothing.
And good points from chat. We only know where 2 swords are. Right now, we are taking Master Sword Silverless Ganon, and that takes time.
High Roller has not done Thieves Down, so he's going to make that dip right now. Pick up his 2nd sword and his 4th crystal.
Meanwhile, Hitman turning in that bottle they found 4!
Oh! That is not a bad pull.
That's a good check for him, and that means he has now 6 completable dungeons available to him.
Yes, indeed. And he can go dip. He's going to go to Skull Woods right now, and then he's probably just going to fly back to Eastern Palace. It is a rapid dungeon, and he is not a new runner to this game, so he probably doesn't even care about the lamp.
I mean, who needs a C anyways?
And chat is Bullet Catcher is right. He is the only person to have any bottles at all.
We found 1 in Spike Cave, and the other one was in Ice Palace, question mark? Or was that second one?
Ice Palace sounds right, question mark?
Chat confirming. Yikes, that's not a fun placement for our other runners.
No.
Now, that being said, High Ruler could still get something out of that mushroom if he finds, or the Shelby, if he finds a bow on either of those.
Yep, that would bring him back into rough parity with Hitman in terms of items, but Hitman still has the lead in terms of dungeons completed and dungeons completable.
And we're not going to see either of those checks anytime soon. Bowlcatcher pointing out, with Ice Palace being completable crystal dungeon, it's not a bad place to go if you know Icebreaker. And honestly, Icebreaker is not one of the hardest glitches to learn, so most runners, after they spend some time learning the game, can learn that fairly quickly.
Yeah, I would probably say that Icebreaker and Diver Down are 2 of the essential tricks to learn in your ALTTPR sort of career.
We have a question from Mr. Arconter about, is this a 1v1v1, v1, or 2v2? So this is part of the Speed Gaming daily race series, where each day we have a special game move from Link to the Past Randomizer where that gets restreamed on Twitch. Today it is 6-6 Fast Ganon open mode. So we have an open world state. We only need 6 crystals to fight Ganon. And Ganon's going to be open from the beginning of the game, so there's no call to go into Ganon's tower.
To more directly answer the question, it is a 10-man free-for-all race. There are no teams, so it's every man racing for himself, and there, in addition to the four players you see here, there are 6 more racing alongside.
And we have no completed runs right now, so Hitman's looking pretty good for being the first finisher in the race. Smart use of the cape from Hitman so we can skip the cannonballs. Meanwhile, Big Toby's in Ice Palace, gonna find what he needs to find the bow if he checks the bottle.
And yes, as Chisura is saying in chat, Hitman 15 Hearts red mail now, not going to be in any danger anymore in the seed.
Yep, NHF, he takes from here on out is going to be intentional, and I can't imagine a situation where he's going to want to die. Well, we have a lull here while we've seen things we've seen before. One last shout out tonight to Professor Renderer for helping us set up the restream and getting the daily race started for us tonight.
Yeah, Professor Renderer does God's High Roller taking a boot from the Minibari and not feeling too nice about it. But yeah, Render set up the stream on the back end, and we are grateful to him.
Yep, everyone that works behind the scenes to put these on, we are very appreciative of. Grizzly asking, how much time would Temper to Silver save on Ganon? The answer is lots. So, with the Master Sword, in order to damage Ganon, you have to do a sword spin. And between the time it takes to charge that up and the time it takes to actually hit Ganon with it takes a long time to get those hits in. And do you remember the exact number of spins you need on Ganon to beat him?
I believe with Master Sword, it is a total of 24 spins.
Yeah, that just takes time. And meanwhile, Tempered, you can slash with him and get the same damage out of it.
It is not pleasant. Master Sword Silverless is a very, very special kind of pain.
Yeah, on top of that, with no silver arrows, we technically have to abuse the game. And Ganon briefly becomes vulnerable while he's phasing in and out of reality to a sword spin. We'll get that checked out here in a second.
And with that, Hitman claiming his 6th crystal and now able to dive Ganon's tower. Or rather, he is now able to enter Ganon's pyramid. And
yeah, not tonight. We are not going anywhere near. Though Hitman's
going back into here to go do Palace of Darkness? Question mark.
Hitman, no.
Oh, this could also be just a pyramid. Yeah.
Oh no, of course.
Of course.
That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
From here.
Yes. How else is it gonna get to the pyramid? All right. Panic attack over. Meanwhile, Big Toby finding Cold Stare. He's going to have Master Sword and Fire Rod available to him with half magic, so he should have a pretty easy fight there.
Here we go. Okay. 102-11.
One spin. Ooh! Misses the 3rd spin. Goes to the 4th. There are 4 phases of Ganon, and the Master Sword, it takes so long to get through all of them. It gets 2 nice double spins in, possibly a 3rd. Yeah, he's in a nice placement to get those double spins in against the wall.
And good use of the hook shot to avoid a little bit of damage to the Firebirds. They hit hard.
Yeah, if there's iframes in a speed game, you know the speedrunners are going to abuse that. Again, another good placements for those double spins. Really cuts down on the time. Good strategy from Hitman.
Yep. A little bit because of the fire bats, but they don't seem to be giving Hitman too much trouble as we move into phase number 3.
Yep, at this point, the only way Hitman's gonna lose any time is if he accidentally falls into the holes on the edge of the arena. And the silvers were in TR? They must have been on
Ooh.
Trinex.
Yeah, that was literally the only chest that Hyrule had left.
Oh no, High Ruler. Oh, heartbreaking.
Because where was that bow that Hitman found?
It
What was
was
that
on
again?
the bottle. Hitman
Oh,
electing to start the fight over because he did not get
yep,
the torch glitch.
yep. Not a bad move. I don't blame him for that. And
It does not have magic to do otherwise.
yeah, that's painful. Oh, that's painful.
Oh man, that is just heartbreaking for High Ruler.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
he was close too.
Hitman doesn't even get the benefit of
The lamp.
no dang it, words, the portal to the Dark World under the castle gate,
Oh man,
because we
no.
have not beaten Aghanim,
And
so we
no
can't take
flute
advantage of that.
either. He's gonna have to take the long way around. Mr. Conter saying Hitman is at Ganon with close to 1 hour, and it takes me about 2.5 hours just to get there. We all started there, my friends. No one gets good at rando without paying the 2-hour toll.
And as we saw in one corner, now we've seen the other corner. I think we might see Big Toby take a dip into TR2.
Chat pointing out, and Hitman rightfully using that portal. I misspoke earlier.
Resetting the fight and going back in.
Round 2, go!
Big Toby taking another head-up play into Turtle Rock here, and let's see what happens.
Doesn't get the same kind of positioning he got before. Every time he drops down in the hole, the patterns Ganon follows is different. Bowlcatcher asking where Ganon said the silvers were? In TR, and from High Ruler's dive into TR, we know that was on Trinex.
And the other bow was dropped from Sick Kid. He couldn't go out and play with his bow, so he just gave it to Batman.
And the only balls we got are in Spike Cave and Ice Palace. It is not kind. Hitman taking some early damage from these fire bats. Even Red Mill can't stop the damage. Johnny1778 pointing out that nobody found the flutes, and that's unusual. In a 6-6 fast Ganon map where we do not have to go into the Ganon's tower, it's not necessarily unusual to see that happen. Sometimes you'll see those major items get dropped off again and will to not see the light of day.
High Roller eventually getting Icebreaker. Took a little bit to set it up. Not surprising. It is not a trivial glitch to perform.
But if you're new to Rando or want to get into Rando, the Link to the Past wiki actually has really good guides into these glitches. Feel free to join the Discord, and you'll be able to get direct links to other resources like that to learn the game.
Yep, and the Link to the Past Randomizer community is incredibly friendly and incredibly supportive. Whenever you have a question, somebody's going to be able to answer you.
And that's true. The amount of knowledge in this game, anybody will be able to answer your questions. Hitman getting a torch glitch a second time will be able to conserve his magic for these final hits. which is 12 hits in total for the final phase. Is that correct?
24 spins with the Master Sword.
Oh,
to
at
complete
the
phase
in the
4.
final phase. Oh, yikes!
It is not great.
It has been a while since I've had to do this one.
Half Magic getting work here.
Anyways, if you like what you're seeing tonight, please feel free to follow these runners. Big Toby, Hitman, High Ruler, and CRL are all on Twitch. And we all love performing for people, so please feel free to follow our friends here. And give Speed Gaming a follow as well. We can't do what we do without their help.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here without them, and we wouldn't be here without all of you watching, so thank you.
PBS, brought to something by viewers like you.
Hitman might end up running out of magic if... Oh, nope. Last
Woo!
shot. Okay, we're good.
Madewalk Herd, getting the Twitch links for our runners here. And big GG to Hitman1382, first finisher on Restream, and second overall.
And he finished with a racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 10 minutes, and 31 seconds. That is Asder finished in first place with the time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, 2 seconds. So, and we are about to be joined by Hitman here in the booth.
GG!
Jeez.
That was a good show. A very good show.
What are your first thoughts about the seed, Hitman?
Seemed pretty fast overall, I think. I was glad I didn't have to go into Turtle Rock. Trying to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, High Ruler was the first runner to decide to dip into Turtle Rock, and we have Big Toby in there right now.
And unfortunately, that bow that Ganon talked about is on Trinex. And so no one's actually gotten to that point yet. So TR was not a good option for that alternate bow location.
Yeah, unfortunately on the Ganon fight I missed the torch glitch and I wasn't going to have enough magic, so I figured let's go buy a blue. And then of course I get it on the second try.
And that always, and that's always a good strategy to, call ahead of time. A lot of runners just get that tunnel vision and they want to try for it, but I think you made the best call there, ending it early.
Meanwhile,
yeah, it would have just been the time sink.
Yeah, the Silvers might have saved a little bit of time, but not terribly much, not enough. We do see CRL fighting Cold Stare right now.
Yeah, and no one found the third sword upgrade, so we have no idea where those are. So everyone's gonna be doing Master Sword right now.
Well, one's got to be in GT.
It's,
Oh, absolutely.
Both of them
If
can
not
be in
both.
there, Fluke can be in there. Everything we haven't seen tonight's probably in GT. Big Toby having a little bit of trouble making it through the TR Dark Room, but looks like he's resetting to give it another go.
Yeah, this dark room is confusing, to say the least. It is not for the faint of heart, and unfortunately, we do have a forfeit from High Roller down in the bottom right.
GG's the High Ruler, though. It can be It can be disheartening going and following those fetch quest items that you found in the pendant dungeon, and they just don't turn a thing up. I mean,
It
is
was a
heartbreaking.
valiant effort. It was a very valiant effort.
Yeah, big shout out to Hyrule for being, and honestly, being on a restream like this, it's stressful. And you want to give a good show, and you never want to forfeit, but sometimes you just gotta do what's best for yourself.
Yep. And sometimes the seed's just gonna say no. And no, High Roller did not check the shovel, so we do not have knowledge on what's behind there. The flute could very well be under there. It could have been a vanilla flute, the seed. Unfortunately, we will never know.
Meanwhile, Big Toby going over to Eastern Palace to finish his 6th dungeon. So hey man, while we got you in here, a couple of miscellaneous questions to help end the restream. We're using a Batman sprites, so my first question is, how long have you used it? And are you ever going to switch from Batman?
Around with a few different sprites when I first started playing, but settled on Batman and haven't looked back since. And with the setups for various things, I wouldn't want to switch right now because I know exactly where my sprite needs to be.
See, and that was my follow-up question: is how hard is it to relearn those a lot of those like pixel perfect glitches?
Well, fortunately, when I learned them, I was already using the Batman sprite, so...
Oh, easy peasy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those tricks require pretty perfect positioning, like the hammer jump in Palace of Darkness. I think Harapotting requires a fairly precise position as well.
Harapot's definitely one of the more precise ones you can do right now. I mean, that's another good point about the random community, is most of these sprites are community developed. There's an entire section of Discord dedicated to sprite development and help people learn how to make their own sprites.
Yeah, the randomizer currently has over 4 or 5 dozen selectable sprites for you, and like you said, like Tube said, every one of them was handcrafted by a developer, and it's not a small amount of work that goes into it, because you have to make sure the sprite looks right at all angles whenever you're doing something, etc.
I mean, and it's funny because some of them are incredibly involved, and then you also have P-Train, who made the bobblehead sprite out of just the regular assets that don't move. So I mean, anything you can make into this game. You don't have to be like a professional graphic designer to get those in.
Hero having a little bit of trouble with his red Igor. It just wants him bad. But he got around it.
Big Toby not too far behind him. But Big Toby doesn't have a bow. Oh no!
Ooh. That's right. Oh.
He does not turn in the bottle.
Nope. So he's done right now. He's gonna have to come back with that bow.
Oh no, he's dipping into pod.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Pendant pod, and unless the flute's in here, it's not gonna be worth his time.
And the flute could technically be in here, but that would pull him toward Misery Mire, and nobody likes that.
Misery Mire, even when we get to go mode, is a rather involved dungeon.
Well, Saving grace for Big Toby, at least from his perspective. This dungeon is not bow locked.
I don't know. Knowing what we know, I would hope it was bow locked so he gets to go and do other checks.
Yeah, true. This dungeon in the vanilla game, you don't get a small key in that first chest, which means you're forced to route in a room with 3 mimics in it that you need to kill before the door will open. And that is what we call bow locked. There are ways around it, but the logical progression would require you to have a bow if that first chest doesn't have a key in it.
And his bottle's not from Spike Cave, so he doesn't have anything to potion glitch out of the bow lock. So Cole asking about where the Light World bow was. We had one bow with Sick Kid under the bottle check, and the second bow on Trinex.
Or we think maybe because CRL doesn't have a bottle marked on his tracker, and he has a bow. And he also doesn't have a rock marked. Oh, as I say that, we have that cleared up, and he does in fact have a bottle.
Spooky. Yeah, looks like we are gonna potion glitch out of here. We have unlocked the camera with a potion bottle, and we are getting our way around that bow lock.
Yep. This game can get very weird at times, and our runners know how to take full advantage of every trick in the book.
You know, people like to say that, Link to the Past is Swiss cheese, there's more hole in the game. But, we very much on purpose play with the first patch of the game, Japanese 1.0, so, I'm sure a lot of these got patched in later iterations of the game.
Yeah, and there's something to be said for, what the developers of this game were able to do, given the constraints they had. It's not really surprising that this game has as many weird holes and corner cases as it does. It's more surprising that they were able to make a game of this size with the space that they had.
That's true. It was 1991 on the SNES, is that correct? Meanwhile, CRL finds a tempered sword on the in the Pyramid Fairy, so that is a good find right before the Ganon fight. Holy moly!
That is one of the perfect times to find it, and we're going to get a front row seat to see exactly how much time Tempered Sword saves you over Master Sword in Phase 4. Or actually, not just in Phase 4, all through the fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a much different fight than what Hitman had to go through earlier. Big Toby heading into the last parts of the Mullet Mansion. Has to go through one more dark room, and I can't imagine that he's going to go all the way to Helmasaur.
Crazy things happen, but if he's been counting items, he may not.
For those of you that are new to running Rando or new to the community, this is one of the more useful dark rooms you can learn early on in your Rando career. It opens up quite a bit for you to be able to get through Pod lampless. And it's fairly easy. Not the easiest, but definitely worth your time. CRL getting that lamp glitch.
Where was the lamp anyway?
That was on Catfish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not a good place for it. But thankfully, the lamp is not required, according to speedrunners.
Yeah,
Chat pointing out you can't even get the helmet without the bow. My bad.
we were commenting that there's not really a good time or a bad time to check the catfish just because it's so out of the way.
I mean, the best case scenario is that somehow you make it all the way to catfish without having the Zora's Domain yet. But that does not happen very often, with Zora's Domain often being an early game check for most runners. But even then, that's still out of the way enough no one wants to do that. Big Toby also going to grab the big bomb and is going to go get that tempered sword before he goes and finds the next item he needs.
Yep. And hopefully he remembers at some point that he's got that bottle.
Big Toby, it looks like he's getting ready for... No, he's gonna walk the bomb. Never mind.
And that's it for CRL.
Yeah, in a very limited sea like this, I mean, you either get a bow from a green pendant dungeon from the boss, or a bow from an out-of-the-way battle check. He has made a respectable 1 hour, 25 minutes, 5th overall for this race. GG.
Yeah, with what the seed had to offer our runners, it is not bad to have this time.
Big Toby also gets some green goo from the Pyramid Fairy.
And it looks like we are about to be joined by CRL here in the booth.
GG!
Thank you.
That was a thing that happened.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, what was the... Well, let me ask you this. Did you feel relief or hate from finding the bow from the Bottle Kid?
Actually relief because I hadn't found a bottle beforehand, so it was kind of on my next set of checks for me to go check.
And I mean, the Ice Palace bottle was convenient because the only other bottle we know about is in Spike Cave.
Skip Spike Cave. I almost did that earlier and I forgot to do it before I saved and quit.
Didn't end
That
up
bow was
being
good placement.
yeah, it didn't end up being too much of a problem.
No, I'm glad I grabbed I'm glad I checked Pyramid Fairy before I went into Ganon though.
Yes, that was based.
That was a very head-up play.
Yeah, that tempered sword came in clutch. My Master Sword Silverless Ganon is not good.
I mean, and no one's gonna get silvers in this series because the other bow location is on Trinex.
Oh my god. Yeah, no one's checking that one.
We almost saw it though. High Roller almost did it.
Yeah. Actually did better than I thought I did. I kind of struggled, had a couple of miskeys during on some stuff I was checking, so.
I mean, overall, I mean, you gotta be pleased with this, right? This is a seed that could have easily gone horribly wrong, but you came out on top.
Actually, yeah, that's actually one of my better times too, so. Usually I don't do that well.
And then, Hitman, if you're around, both of you, do you all play a lot of 6-6 or Fast Ganon? Or do you often go for other modes?
I usually do open or... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Hitman.
Usually, if I'm doing a fast Ganon seed, it's going to be cross keys. So I have to keep reminding myself over and over again, don't go to GT, don't go to GT. It's a little bit easier with 6, because I usually don't play reduced crystals.
Man, cross keys is just a whole other thing.
Yeah, if you're new to the rando community in chat, cross keys is a key sanity mode that also has all the entrances randomized. And those are that's the epitome of rando. There's not much more you can randomize in the game.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get through cross keys yet. I'm still kind of new myself.
You know, you don't play like somebody that's new to the game. You're doing very well, my friend.
Yeah, I actually just started playing, like, basically ran my first rando seed when they started the mentor tournament this year. And I've kind of taken a break for a couple months since then.
I kind of like riding a bike, though.
Pretty much.
Hey, man, did you have a comment you were going to share there?
No.
We see Big Toby heading back into Turtle Rock, deciding that he wants whatever's here.
I mean, he's going to like what he gets from this. He's going to get that bow he's looking for. So, Hitman, and you know, I need to ask this. Do you say it's CRL, or is there another way to say your name?
CRL is just my initials, so I usually just go by Chris.
Perfect. So, with that being said, you know, Hitman, you're an experienced runner. CRL, relatively new to the community, but still doing really well. What are your goals next? What are you going after in the rando community?
I'm just trying to get better. I'm trying to just better my times right now.
And you know, that's a hard one to go after. What was that?
I said always a worthy goal.
Always a worthy goal. And then sometimes it's frustrating going after that when, you know, each seed's different. You know, a big part of rando is just being able to keep yourself positive when you have a run of bad seeds.
Yeah, I just switched over to the channel. Toby's going to have a little frustration when he finally goes and checks Sick Kid.
Well, he may not see Sick Kid if he finishes.
Try next, yeah.
Unless, I mean, it's possible he might decide to just do Sick Kid after coming off of Turtle Rock, because he's going to have Eastern Palace to do after he gets done with this. But Sick Kid is a relatively quick check. He might decide to just go over there.
Yeah, it didn't look like anybody found the flute. I'm kind of curious where that was. Was that in GT?
It's possible. We haven't seen GT either, so...
There's the one spot we haven't seen. So, Hitman and CRL, what do y'all use to play rando? Are you controller people? Do we like keyboards? Are we using the DK bongos?
Keyboards.
I'm using the Switch SNES controller.
It's a 8-bit controller. But I would love if somebody try to use the DK bongos for this.
Or what's that new Switch Fit Ring or something or other?
Ring Fit?
See, that's the next tournament we need, is the Randomizer Ring Fit.
I am trying to think of how that would work, and I am coming up kind of dry.
I think we'd all... Yeah, I think we'd all, be a little bit healthier if we ran rando with that.
Yeah, we really ended up getting the Ring Fit for my kid. That game is no joke.
It really is not. It kicked my butt once, and I was like, nah.
Big Toby feeling relief that his TR gamble has paid off.
Yep, and now his next goal is Eastern Palace, in all likelihood, and probably turning that green pendant on the way.
He might take time for that.
Makes sense. It's on the way.
So he's gonna mirror first. Looks like he wants to... Oh, he forgot he didn't have the flute. Happens to everybody.
An easy mistake to make an hour and a half into a seed.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, your brain starts turning to mush. You know what you got to do, but you got to get there first. And we all want to go fast.
Yep.
Yep. Heck, the sick kid, he's going to Eastern.
I mean, yeah, that's his next crystal. So.
Yeah,
And
shame that there was no Meyer
Saha.
option. No Saha either, you're right. Too bad we didn't get to see any other, divergent routes. I mean, the most divergence we got was getting the bow from TR instead of from the sick kid.
Yeah.
Which, the reduced crystal modes can really... Those can go several different ways often.
Yeah, the route divergence that can present itself as far as what crystal dungeons you clear and which ones you don't, that can swing the tide of a race pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, the one good thing is that this seed at least was pretty much okay. These are the crystals you got. Not really a whole lot of chance in this one to go check other dungeons.
Alright, so CRL, I kind of asked Hitman about this earlier. So, I'm actually going to slightly change this question. So, random community, we got lots of sprites available. But we don't have every sprite in the world in the game. What sprite do you want to see in Rando?
I'm trying to think. I pretty much just stick with the regular links, but I'm trying to think of what we don't have out there.
I mean, my pick's always, I'm always looking for a Waluigi sprite to be made.
I know we have Mega Man sprite. The Mega Man sprite. Do we have the other Robot Master sprites?
I don't think. I think Mega Man's the only one we have.
To my knowledge,
No
yeah.
Zero.
For the heck of it, give me a Metal Man sprite.
Big Toby making short work of those Igors. He wants to get out of here. Going for an alternate setup on Armos, but still going to get a quick kill out of this.
There we
And I
go.
can't have
That
White
is
Tail has
six-
a
That
six
angry.
crystal.
Yep. That last Armor's Knight was not cooperating.
No, sir.
Rando's gonna Rando.
That is the one universal truth, I think, in the world.
There's not anything else consistent with itself except for Randomizer. You heard it here first, folks.
I think he forgot he didn't have flute again.
Oh no,
no,
Big Toby. He's going to GT.
Ooh, you're right. He's searching for something and he ain't gonna find it.
Big
I
Toby,
forgot that it was fast
no!
Ganon.
Oh, or that. Because we did it was a last minute switch from
Yeah.
open 6.6 to open fast 6.6. So if Big
Yeah.
Toby forgot,
Oh,
Pray to Hylia. We are gonna see something. Oh wait, no, he's going to use the portal. Never mind.
so
He's
I
still going.
guess get your numbers in chat? Question mark.
We are looking for the. We didn't expect to do this one tonight.
Bonus rando.
See, I'm not familiar with Toby. Maybe he's looking for silvers. If his silver list isn't, it's kind of rough. Also,
Yeah, he could. I mean, yeah, possibly. I guess if he really wants silvers, he's looking for them. And I guess I guess it doesn't make that much of a bad of no sense words. hello. It's
And, you know,
fair
it needs
enough
to be
to think
said-
that silver's here.
You know, there's 22 chests in Ganon's tower, but that's only the stuff in the bottom of the tower. We have 5 more in the top of the tower.
All right, so let's see what we do.
Oh, you're going full
Well,
over.
I'm doing I always got big hopes for Bob's torch.
I picked random number 12.
I would have said number 8, but it's not going to be number 8. Or it's not going to be the chest that I usually pick as number 8.
Yeah, full right will do that to our number counts.
We just beat that door.
Like, she knew more of the details than even Brock, who was supposed to be planning it. I'm a little frustrated with him. Why? Because it's like, you're getting my friend's hopes up.
I'm gonna hop off and get something to eat. Thank you both for doing comms on this one. Thank you, Scrupula, for doing the tracking. Hey, there's the flute.
Hey, this is a flute.
Here's the flute.
Hey,
Answer
thank
our
you.
last question.
And thank you for running for us.
Thank you
Have a
guys.
good night,
No
Hitman.
problem.
Have a good night.
So at least now we know how to get in the mire.
Yep.
Not sure if we there's Bob's torch.
Hi, Bob Storage. Bye, Bob Storage.
I ask for it every time, and I've only ever gotten it once. I was riding high off of that guess for a while.
Not quite getting the dash turn.
This number 8. Number
There-
10, I think
there
that
we
was.
Go.
You know, Big Toby probably thinks, how did anybody finish this race in 1 hour and 3 minutes? He must be beating himself up, thinking that everyone else
Yeah.
had to do this.
Yeah, he's he's not gonna be best pleased.
These mimics don't like to play.
They do not play nicely.
It's a good key dash. If you're unfamiliar with that glitch, so basically, if you start a dash, some multiple of 4 pixels away from the door, you'll be able to dash right through it. The nice thing about that is that each tile is 4 pixels long. So as long as you line up on the bottom of a wall or bottom of a door, you can key dash all the way through a door like that. It'll save you a bit of time.
Key dashing is one of those things that it's well worth the time it takes to pick it up. Doesn't take much, and it will save you. The time it saves you adds up over the course of a run.
You know, it's just a viscerally pleasing glitch to pull off too. Like, yeah, I got that. Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. Yeah, Asger, that's our assumption that he didn't catch the last minute switch too fast.
And I'm looking at his profile on Race Time, and Big Toby is fairly new to the community. So he's running the seed really well, and he might just not know what exactly the fast Ganon does for him. He's only been racing since September, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So very understandable to do it like this. Hey, more rando is better rando.
Absolutely.
It's a very nice gauntlet through there. That's another one's satisfying movements.
Now there used to be a rather bad glitch in this room. If you walked up the stairs there at that point when Big Toby did, while the torch was going out and the door was closing, it would actually delete all the sprites from this upper section of the tower. It would kill your run dead. You would be forced to save and quit. The randomizer community has since fixed that though.
Oh, when did they fix that? I thought that was still in the game.
It must have been relatively recently. Because I don't remember exactly when it was fixed, but it was in the last version of 2 of the randomizer.
Yeah, there are a couple small things like that the developers fixed in the randomizer, such as when you fake flipper. Normally, when you take damage, it's supposed to soft lock your game, or is it hard lock it? Is that something to you? But they fixed it to where getting hit while you fake flipper only kills you instead. So you're still able to finish your run.
Yeah, and that happens because normally when you get hit, the game will try to put you back into the water where you entered it or where you were at the time. But since fake flippering, you're technically not supposed to be in the water at all, and the game's sort of lying to itself. The game doesn't know where to put you back in the water, and so it just scrolls forever, and it's a lock. You're done.
Yeah, no way out of either. As they're pointing out, that's because you're on a different screen from where you jump into the water. Very relevant because in order to achieve fake flipper, you have to transition when you hop into the water. So you're never not going to be on the same screen as when you jump in. That's always going to be the case.
Never not going to be the case. There we go.
Defeating the trigonometry wizard.
And Big Toby getting the unfortunate news that beating Aghanim wasn't required because he saw the hole was already there before the bat flew into it. So now he knows.
And it's got to be said that seeing something like that, if you feel bad about it, that can unnerve you for the Ganon fight. And the Ganon fight has lots of opportunities for things to go wrong, and you never want to, walk into this fight anything less than, focused.
Absolutely.
Big Toby's still doing a really good job with this.
Yeah, much to Big Toby's credit, he is immediately pursuing the fight.
Uses that hook shot to dodge fire bats, get into position. This is the most dangerous part of the fight. If you can make the phase 4, you can make it anywhere. Just got to be careful with his magic conservation, though he does have that blue goo available.
Yep. And he may end up using it because he's kind of unhealthy at the moment.
Thankfully, he does have red mail, so he'll get the breather to use it if he needs to. Gets torch glitch. We're looking pretty good. If you have never seen the, Silverless Ganon fight, this is the difference right here in this phase between Silver's Ganon and Silverless, where Ganon is only vulnerable while he's phasing in between his spots for a brief second, and those spins will hit him. So he needs 12 of those hits in order to get through this last fight.
Yep. It is not fast at all. But Big Toby does it. He finishes it out. And all he has to do now is defeat the bridge boss.
Final boss.
Big Toby finishing in 8th place on the rescreen, closing out the loop with a time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 16 seconds.
Big GG's to Big Toby.
And Speed Gaming 2 bringing in a party of 33 viewers. Well, we're sorry you're coming in right at the end of the race. We had a really good match between 4 really good runners today.
We sure did. And I'm not sure if Big Toby's going to join us tonight. If he doesn't, I just want to give one final shout out to all of our helpers tonight who helped put this race on. Between our trackers, who we shouted out earlier, and the back-end peeps today was Professor Renderer, and Speed Gaming in general, who helps us put on these daily races every night.
Yep, and if there's a game that you like to see done fast, odds are at some point Speed Gaming has done it, will do it, and will do it again.
We'll give Big Toby a second to decide if he wants to come in, but while we're waiting, do you have any final thoughts about this, Claymore?
This was a seed that happened. I'm glad it happened. Let's not have this exact thing happen again next time.
Yeah, I personally glad that I was not racing. I would not have done well on this.
And we're getting information on the back end suggesting that Big Toby is not a native English speaker, and so probably will not be joining us for an interview tonight.
That being said, big shout outs to all of our runners again. It is nerve-wracking if you've never done it before to volunteer for a restream. There's a lot of extra pressure that comes from that, and so we always appreciate the runners who are brave enough to put themselves out there for this, for our entertainment.
Absolutely. We would not be here if not for them.
So that being said, we're going to wish everyone a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I've been Claymore729. My co-commentator tonight has been Forgotten to Pay, and our trackers tonight were Scupula and Maddie Walk Herd.
GG, and thank you for everyone for your time.
Have a good night.